Chad Hasty here of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time here in Lubbock, Texas. You can listen online on News Talk 790 KFYO on their website, KFYO.com. Of course, if you're here in Lubbock, throughout West Texas, you can tune in 790 a.m. KFYO. One of the big news topics yesterday, Donald Trump receiving the endorsement of House Speaker Paul Ryan. As expected, I told you a few weeks ago that I fully expected Paul Ryan to announce that he was going to at least vote for Donald Trump, if not come out and outright endorse Donald Trump. He did so on Thursday, paving the way for a little bit of unification as we continue to watch the Democrats spiral out of control. Depending on what happens in California, they could even be in bigger disarray than what the Republicans seem to be in. Paul Ryan endorsing Donald Trump, it really is a big move. It's a good thing that I think personally that Paul Ryan did so. He didn't come out and say that Donald Trump's the greatest conservative that he's ever known, that Donald Trump will lead to conservative values. But he did say they think that he can work together with Donald Trump, and whatever the House plan is for conservatism, he thinks Donald Trump can get that through and can work with the House on that. That's a good thing to know. That's a good thing to hear from Paul Ryan. Still, you have some folks out there who absolutely love Donald Trump, some who are still a little hesitant. David French is still out there. I saw him tweeting yesterday that, I guess he's still kicking around this absurd idea of running as a third-party candidate. Look, I'm conservative. I did not vote for Donald Trump, but as I've said before, we must defeat Hillary Clinton. And the only way to do that, that I see right now is through a vote with Donald Trump. And then you got to hold his feet to the fire and hope that he is conservative, that he does come out with some conservative ideas and conservative legislation. And we have to hold members of Congress, and we have to hold their feet to the fire as well. That's something very important for conservatives to do going forward. Speaking of Hillary Clinton, she gave what some called a blistering foreign policy speech about how Donald Trump would be awful for the world, awful for the United States, and that he just can't be trusted. Well, it's really rich for Hillary Clinton to come out and say Donald Trump can't be trusted when it comes to foreign policy. Hillary Clinton was a disaster as Secretary of State. Anyone want to talk about Benghazi? Anyone want to talk about the Russian reset? Anyone want to look at exactly how the U.S. standing is around the world, and partly Hillary Clinton to blame because she had a large role in that? You want to talk about Hillary Clinton's emails? You want to talk about her private server? Yeah, let's talk about disasters in foreign policy. That would be Hillary Clinton. I'm just fine with foreign leaders not exactly knowing what the United States is going to do. I'm fine with them being a little bit worried about Donald Trump. I'm fine with them not exactly knowing if Donald Trump is going to use a nuke against our enemies. I'm fine with that. There should be at least some level of wonderment about what the United States may or may not do if we are attacked. This idea that we're going to dictate to the enemy exactly what we are and what we're not going to do, that we're going to draw these red lines, and we promise you we're not going to use ground troops. We promise we won't do this. We promise we'll leave Iraq by this date. It's stupid to me that we dictate all of our plans to the enemy. We need to have the element of surprise, and I think that that element of surprise is something that's good to have, and it's something that Trump would bring in. Hillary Clinton would be, again, a disaster in the role of foreign policy. She doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. She's been a disaster, and she would continue the disastrous Obama administration's foreign policy outreach that we have seen. It's been bad for the world. It's been bad for the United States, and we just can't afford to have that happen again. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time. You can follow me on Twitter, Chad Hasty Radio. That's Chad Hasty Radio. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back with you on Monday here on the Chad Hasty Show and also KFYO on YouTube. Don't forget, subscribe below.